Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Broken Boys. This is episode 234. I'm Mike.
I'm Colin.
And yeah, today we're going to be talking about a very special day that happened last week, along with some new music releases and stuff that happened throughout the week. Um, yeah, we already decided before we started recording, wink, wink, that we're gonna talk about or save the wedding talk for after our individual days. So, yeah,
Yes.
Mr. Colin, how was your week minus wedding?
Week minus wedding was all right.
Sick.
Uh, Sunday after the wedding, lazy Sunday, went shopping. We usually do our grocery shopping on Fridays, so
Mm.
it was it was a busy juxtaposition to a usual shopping day for us, especially since that's when everybody moved back. So for school, so it was just very busy. Would not recommend Sunday shopping.
Yeah.
But other than shopping, it was just lazy Sunday. Had a nice relaxing day after a very long and busy day the day before, which we'll get to. But called my parents, shopped, played video games, Fortnite, and the such.
And the such.
And then work this week got pretty busy because everyone's back for school. So just getting those crowds. We get a 3:00 rush because that's when people get out of class and shit.
Oh yeah.
And so those have been fun to get back to those. Lots of just a blast, really. But it's been okay. It's I don't really mind when it's busy at work because when it's slow, it's really boring. And while I do like going home early at times, just gets pretty boring. And what I didn't like though was I believe Tuesday. I was like, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, go in there, and then there's a kid, maybe 12, 13, kind of looking into the stall as I'm like, okay. Yeah. I kind of squeeze past to get to the urinal, and he's just he turns, he gets away from the stall real quick and starts washing his hands and quote unquote going about his business, whatever.
Yeah.
And and I'm about to use the bathroom, and then before I get unzipped and pull my massive wang out.
Of course. Yeah.
I hear scuffling in the stall.
Uh-oh.
And it's grunting and
no.
And didn't sound like fucking. It sounded like fighting.
Oh.
And
what's the difference?
Yeah, right. But I stop before it gets started, and I'm like, what's going on in there? And it stops, gets quiet, and I kind of just stand there with my arms crossed, waiting for people to get out of the stall. And felt like a parent or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say you sound like you're a security guard or something. You should have used your one voice, hey, or whatever.
Hey.
Yeah.
But one kid leaves the stall, and then another kid leaves the stall, and I'm like, "What are you doing in there?" And they're like, "We were making a rap video." I'm like, "I didn't hear any rapping."
Yeah.
I said, "That's bullshit. Get out." And they said,
Yeah.
"What do you mean? What do you mean? You're goofy. You're goofy." And
Is that the new
I
Gen
was like,
Alpha insult?
I guess so. It's like, and I was like, "You get like, we're filming a rap video, man. Come on!" And I was like, that's bullshit, dude. Get out of the
Yeah.
bathroom and leave. The bathroom's for one thing, maybe two." And he's and he's like, why can't we film it? And why can't we film a rap video in here? I'm like, go outside or go home to do that. And when I said bullshit, he's like, "Why are you swearing at some kids, man? Why are you swearing at some kids? You're goofy." And I'm like, because I don't give a fuck. Get out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just, and while I'm yelling at them, another customer walks in and he kind of just like stands there awkwardly for a second,
Yeah.
and then he leaves. Like,
I'd probably do the same thing, man.
yeah. But I was just like, get out. And so, as they're leaving, one of the kids like, you look like Grimace, you're big as hell.
Wow.
And I'm like, sick, dude. And they leave.
How'd they know purple was your favorite color? That's crazy.
I know, right? I wasn't wearing purple either.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing my mascot costume that day.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But you're usually wearing that the entire time on your shift.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. Most of the time. But,
yeah.
But yeah, and then I go about my business and I leave the bathroom and I tell my general manager that, like, hey, well, I didn't tell him right away because they were not in the building. So I was like, whatever, they left. It's not a big deal anymore. But they came back and I was like, hey, those kids over there, they were fighting in the bathroom. And then I think they went back to the bathroom and some other customer like got the attention of our manager and was like, hey, they're fighting. And so, he's like, he goes in there and he's like, get out, leave.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Get out of the restaurant. Like, you can't just be here. You're not buying anything either. So leave, first off, but like, you can't be fighting in the fucking bathroom.
You also can't be recording in a bathroom. I'm not sure if they were, but
but they and then they put up a fight for that as well. They're just like, what do you mean we gotta leave? Why do we gotta leave? Why do we gotta leave?
You're goofy.
Yeah. And in that time, one of the other managers came in and she kind of joined in and was like, guys, get out, leave.
Jesus
Christ. But it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And I haven't seen them since, but like, also one of the kids, I was like, you were fighting in there, and they're like, one of the kids was like, if we were fighting, I'd be bleeding. And the kid that said that had a fat lip and bruises.
Oh my god!
And I was like, it's kind of fucking obvious, buddy. I don't.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was a fun little moment at work.
That is strange as hell.
Yeah. And then
and people say that kids don't leave their houses these days.
I know.
They don't go outside.
they go outside to come inside and fight in the bathroom.
The recurring trend now.
I guess so. These kids are wild. They're goofy these days.
They're goofy as hell.
But it's been busy, which has been okay. I had one customer yesterday who didn't say anything to me, but I was in the back taking money and orders, and I had an annoying lady that was like, there's a sandwich called a Daily Double, which is just it's a McDouble, which is a McDouble is a double cheeseburger with one slice of cheese. And a Daily Double comes with lettuce, slivered onions, and tomato and mayo. And there's a meal deal for that now. And so she started ordering, and then she was like, actually, scratch that. Let me get the Daily Double meal. And I was like, you're all the way through your order at this point, but okay. And I erased everything, and then I start that, and like at the end, she's like, can you make that sandwich plain? I was like, what was the there's a cheaper McDouble meal that's like 50 cents cheaper.
Yeah.
And you get in the Daily Double, you get all these cool these nice toppings that you don't have to pay extra for.
Yeah.
And she just took everything off. And I was like, I wasn't gonna change it and make it less money for her because she was already paying in the ass. But it was just like, okay. And then she gets up to the window, and I'm taking orders and money, so I'm not like paying attention to every customer. I'm like, this is your total, card please, money please. And then I'm pretty sure it was her that said something, but I took the money, whatever. And then Max came back on the break, and she was like, yeah, there was this customer that came up to the window and was like, can I speak to your manager? And the manager comes up to the window, and she's like, what's wrong? And the customer was like, the guy back there, he didn't pay attention to me at all. He just took my money and told me to pull up. And I was like, and the manager was like, okay. Like, what? I was like, first off, you're not my only, like I said, you're not my only duty. Like, I gotta take orders and shit. That takes up a lot of my brain capacity to be, multitasking like that. And second off, I didn't care to have a conversation with you. You didn't say anything to me. Like, you were just like, you stood there probably on your phone and held it out for me to do Apple Pay. I'm like, I'm not gonna start a conversation with every customer. Most of the time, I don't talk to the customers unless they talk to me. I just tell them the total.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck? Okay.
I think that's pretty normal for McDonald's, especially a McDonald's experience. It's not like you're a waiter or something,
Right. I'm not trying to get a tip. I'm just trying to get through the day.
Right.
But that was fun.
Yeah.
And then, other than work, I went back to Baldur's Gate for a little while.
Oh, shit.
Getting back in the mindset of D&D, just in case Ricky wants to actually do that. So I went back to my original save and changed my class to a warlock, because being a rogue is kind of hard to go through that game. That's been fun. Got through a couple of big fights that I was surprised that I was able to do.
Yeah.
After not playing for a while. Flashback to Friday after the pod. We were, because that's written down lower in my notes, but we were we finished the recording. While we were recording, there was some like lightning and thunder happening, some rain.
Yeah.
And then on the way back to my apartment from Vince's, I put on a podcast and I was just driving down. But the lightning in the sky was so fucking cool. It was that kind of lightning that kind of goes across the sky rather than straight down.
Yeah, I think it was. Is it heat lightning that normally does that?
I'm not sure. It might be.
Yeah.
But it looked really cool, and it was like consistent. Like every few seconds there was lightning.
Oh wow.
And I was like, well, Mike told me after Vanisher came out that driving in a thunderstorm to that album is a godly experience.
I think the way I phrased it even was like, if you ever find yourself driving at night in a thunderstorm, and lo and behold,
it was nighttime and it was a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck this, I gotta put on Vanisher. So I did, and goddamn, that was quite the experience.
Yeah.
Great. I still love that album. Every listen, it just gets better and better.
Right. Yeah.
But that lightning, just like, it wasn't even raining really either. It was just lightning. So it just added to the atmosphere of it. It was just so fucking cool. But if you guys ever find yourself in a thunderstorm at night, listen to Vanisher by Quadeca.
Yeah.
Good shit. But then other than all that, I just been playing games, Fortnite, Baldur's Gate. Really, like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm really looking for a game to play. I was struggling to pick something to play, but Baldur's Gate, I think, will keep me satisfied for a little while. I listened to a couple things, one of which I'm sure we'll both talk about, but I listened to Hypochondriac by BrokeN.
Oh.
Because you had CBD as your song of the week last week, and that got me interested. I threw it on yesterday. I threw it on yesterday and put on some Peak, and
Mm-hmm.
I was going through that, and that's a good record. I'm a fan of the kind of glitchy nature
Mm-hmm.
that he uses, as well as like in other music as well. It kind of reminded me of like going through the album. Kind of reminded me of a sadder Porter Robinson.
Yeah, yeah, more a little emo, depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Porter Robinson. Yeah.
um, but the singing is good. Like I said, at points it still reminds me of like Joji, like I said last week. Um, but I liked it a lot. I'm gonna have to revisit it. But there was some pretty solid shit on there.
Yeah.
I really liked CBD, and I think Deep Fake, which I think was your other song of the week
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah, I love Deep Fake.
Uh,
That's an incredible
uh,
song.
yeah, there's some really good, really solid stuff on there.
Nice.
Uh, and I also listened to A Matter of Time by Leve.
Yeah.
Max and I planned to go to a listening party at the record store
Mm.
less because they had one for Leve yesterday, but it was at midnight,
Oh.
and as it kind of like came and got closer, we were both like, oh, we're tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so we didn't make it to that, unfortunately, but I did listen to it in bed last night, and it was a nice experience. So
Nice. It was
um,
at midnight was the thing?
yeah, it started at like 11:59.
Wow. So you could have listened to the album before getting there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like forgot that albums come out at 11 for a
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
and then at 11, when I was like, oh, it's almost time to go, I saw that Spotify was like, hey, A Matter of Time's out. You pre-saved it, and I was like, oh shit.
I can have a listening party in my room.
Yeah, and it turns out I did.
Yeah.
But I like the record. We can talk about it later, I'm sure, as
Yeah.
well, after the wedding. But yeah, didn't watch anything this week either. So that's basically it. How was yours, Mike?
Week was fine, I suppose. Most of the things I have written down are wedding related, because it was a big thing that happened last week. But throughout the rest of the week, I mean, I guess I could start off by I'm well, nobody come and kill me, but I'm alone at my house for the next 2 weeks or so. My
Ooh,
parents are going off to Seattle and
wow.
seeing some sights. They've been to Seattle before and they really like it, but they're often some like more like a nicer outside of like the city, and like
Uh,
more nature based. So they're gonna be doing like hiking and such. I actually don't know what their plan is for 2 weeks, but but
they're
they're
gonna go do the Last of Us Part Two tour. That's what they're doing.
exactly, yeah, they're cute. My mom loves all the gore in that game. But they're off doing that right now. They left yesterday, so now I'm watching the house with my old man Riley here. So just doing
Guard dog.
that. Yeah, yeah, he's guarding me. Yeah. Um, but yeah, just kind of getting a lot of those responsibilities down. That's kind of been on the mind. But work itself was kind of whatever this week. Had one day where I went in and they did the whole oh, you're an extra today. We'll pay you for 4 hours thing, and
Mhm.
like I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Um, but on Wednesday, there was I made sure to not show up at the time I usually do. To be very clear again, I think I made this clear last time too, but I'm not showing up late when that happens. Like we
Mhm.
we clock in at 3 o'clock, and usually I'm clocking or yeah, we're supposed to clock in by 3 o'clock, but we can't clock in before 2:55. So there's a 5 minute window there, and usually I'm clocking in at like 2:58, 2:57. So like I'm
Mhm.
not late. Um, just make that very clear. But anyways, I made sure to get there just a little bit earlier on Wednesday because there was an end of season party happening, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss that. And this time it was advertised as 3 hours, and they were saying it was 3 hours, and I don't think it was the bullshit that it was last time, where it was advertised as 2 hours, but it was really 1 hour and 1 hour for separate groups. Anyways, yeah, this time it was a legitimate 3 hours during our break, or for our break, all paid, which was nice. And it was probably honestly the best like holiday part, or I don't know if holiday is the right word, but work party experience I've had. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't really participate in much of the stuff, but they had a whole bunch of food there. It was like it was overdone burgers and hot dogs again. But they had like a popcorn machine. They brought in a truck that was like basically like an icy machine. Like they would just give
Uh,
you a snow cone type thing, and then you would put the syrup on yourself. And that shit was really delicious. And all paid for, which was very nice.
hell yeah.
What else was there for food? I think that was basically food. So, I mean, like they had like chips and like little cookies and drinks and stuff like that too.
Mhm.
Like soda, not alcohol. But yeah, yeah, it was fun. But in terms of activities there, they had like an inflatable thing where you could like shoot baskets or whatever. They had a dunk tank that our big boss was in. So people were dunking him into the dunk dunk tank. Um, and I just realized I mixed dunk tape. Oh my god, I did it again. Dunk tank with duct tape. Those things are way too similar. um, Brain is still waking up if you can't tell. And they had like big versions of like Connect Four or like chess as well, and Jenga and bags. And yeah, I didn't do any of that shit, but they were there if people wanted to. Um, but me mostly, I was like, I kind of want to get my food and go inside in the air conditioning, was kind of my
Yeah.
thought. But they gave out raffle tickets and stuff as well. And I was like, okay, well, I'll wait for the raffle. The raffle happened at the end of the 3 hours. um,
Damn.
yeah, it was a pretty crazy raffle though, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They had well, one of the things is something that's been advertised since I started working there. They had promised that if we got to a year of safety or whatever, like the like 365 days without an incident type thing,
Mhm.
that they would give away a flat screen, like a giant, I think 82-inch flat screen
Oh,
smart TV,
sweet.
one per shift for the 3 shifts, and so that was one of the raffle tickets. And the old guy that I don't like working with, who I'm always working next to, he's been talking about that ever since I got hired. He's like, man, that's my
Mhm.
TV, I'm gonna get my TV. I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, man. And
Didn't somebody get injured though while you were there?
yes. I think I mentioned this I think I mentioned this before too. Yeah, it was literally it was my third day working there that a guy fell and split his head open and was like bleeding on the floor. And I thought for sure I was going to be coming in the next day and seeing that number at 0. And it
Mhm.
wasn't. The number went up. And I think it's because I mean, I it doesn't quite feel right to me. But it's if I had to guess, it's because it's supposed to be a reportable incident. And they did say that he didn't have any like serious injury. I think he just, you know, it wasn't like any big damage. It was just, his head opened a little bit and was bleeding. Um, but like I don't know. That was like that guy was like
I'd say it was an
50s.
incident.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. He was like 50, 60-ish, and fell on his head. It was bleeding on the ground. I don't know, man. But yes, that did happen, but I guess it wasn't severe enough, which makes me wonder what happened 365 days ago. Someone lost an arm or some shit. um,
Yeah, serious.
um, but anyways, yeah, the old guy has been talking about like wanting that TV for so long. Um, and that was another thing I was worried about for that party. I thought he was going to be trying to stick by me for the whole 3 hours, because he was saying multiple times like, "Oh, you're the only guy I like here, man. I want to play bags and stuff like that." I'm like,
Mm.
I'm probably not going to be playing bags. um, I only sat by him a little bit while eating, and then the rest of the like 2.5 hours were with some people that I think are okay. But um, but anyways, came time for the raffle with the TV, and yeah, and they started calling out numbers. I think it was like a 6-digit number or whatever.
Mm.
And they got to the last number, and the guy was saying it real slow for dramatic effect or whatever. He's like, "Can anyone guess what the last number is?" And I hear the old guy go, "Zero, say zero," or whatever. Um,
Mm.
and and then the guy pointing off is like, "Zero? You want it to be zero?" He's like, "Well, it's zero. You want the TV?" And so the old guy, who I don't like, won a giant TV that day that he's been
That's
talking about for so long.
that shit had to be rigged, bro.
I know,
For
right?
sure.
No kidding, no kidding. Well, yeah, and then he was talking to me later about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, man, I've been so good with God. God gave me this TV and all that." And I'm like, yeah, I think this proves against God's existence if someone like you gets a TV.
Yeah.
And just to remind people of what this guy is like, he was also there was like a bit of dancing going on. Right after he was talking about all of his TV, he's like, "Oh yeah, I took some mental pictures of the girls dancing up there and everything too. Their booties
Mm.
shaking." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, I
Jesus.
I don't like this guy. But yeah, and he's also like 60-year-old white man. So
Mm.
yeah, I'm probably giving him more of a city accent than he deserves. He's more a southerner. I'm not good with my accents, as we know on this podcast. Um, but anyways, they continued the raffle after that, and like they were giving away some like legit prizes, which I was really surprised by, honestly. So like
Mm.
the first thing was uh, well, this wasn't like a prize, but like the first thing that they pulled you for, you could go inside of this money machine that they had up there, like the ones where you like stand in and like the money flies around you or whatever.
Mm.
And I was probably the only person there who kept thinking of 100 gex every time I heard the phrase money machine.
What the
But
fuck is 100 geck?
yeah, yeah. But they called up 3 people who were able to do that, and each of them made like over $200.
Damn.
One of them made almost $500 in there, and that was pretty crazy. I didn't expect that for a work party. And yeah, one of the yeah, this is another thing. The stoner guy who I'm iffy on,
Mm.
he was one of the people called up for that, and he started complaining afterwards. He was like, "Man, I only got $200 or whatever in there, and it's all going into my check or whatever. Like they're not just like giving him $200; it's going into his check." And I'm like, "That's still like a day and a half
Brother.
of working. Like
Yeah.
I don't see the what you're complaining
What the
about."
fuck are you complaining about?
Yeah, he was like, "Man, I wish I won something else," because there was some other raffle stuff happening afterwards. Um, but whatever. So 3 people did that, and then they started doing more raffle prizes that just like kept getting better and better. I think the first one they did was an Apple Watch, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I would be happy with an Apple Watch." Then they did Apple AirPods Pro. That was the next thing, and those are like pretty nice headphones. They got like the noise canceling and shit on them. Um, and then they did like a VR headset type thing. I'm not exactly sure which one it was. I was sitting far away. But it was a VR thing. That one I was kind of like, yeah, maybe. And then after that, they pulled out a fucking PS5, and I was like, "Oh shit!
Oh baby.
Oh baby, this is calling my name." They started off with the number 3, and I'm like, "Well, I'm out."
Say zero. Say zero.
Yeah, stay zero. Yeah. Um, but yeah, we had like 2 raffle tickets, and for like stuff, and one of mine started with a 2 and the other started with a 4. And the lady who got almost $500 in the money machine also got the PS5. So both of her
Bullshit,
tickets were
dude.
called out of
Bullshit.
200 people having 2 tickets. Yeah, insane. But yeah, rigged as fuck. And then the last thing was like it was like 2 tickets to a Bears and Titans game, I think it was.
Okay.
Which apparently was a big deal. People were very excited about that, and I was like, "Watch this be the shit that I win." Um,
Yeah, take a trip to see one of the worst football games you've ever heard. Yeah.
yeah, um, and yeah, I didn't win that either.
Oh,
But I didn't win shit. But yeah, I was thinking to myself too, like I was like, if I got those tickets, I would have just either traded the lady for the
oh no.
PS5 or just sold them online.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't have any interest in seeing a football game. But yeah. So I mean, it was an eventful thing, but nothing really
Yeah.
happened to me. I just kind of sat there. I started watching some of the Quadeca bracket with Hive Mind that
Mhm.
came out. Um, but
You know what?
you know.
You won. You won 3 paid hours to sit down. That's what you
Oh
won.
yes, yeah, no, I completely agree. I did win those. That was also when we were all talking about a potential another 21 Pilot show that we might be
Yeah.
going to. That maybe we'll talk about more. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
But that was kind of nice to be able to do that during my 3 hour break. Just kind of think about that and just talk about that, rather than on my normal 40-minute break. But yeah, that was that. And I am greatly debating if I want to stay working here. The party was cool, but like I'm just getting real sick of this shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think especially last night the old guy was like, "Oh yeah, man, after I'm gone here, you'll be taking over my spot in like a good 4 years or whatever." And I was like,
4 years.
I don't. Yeah, I mean he's been saying that a few times, but like
Hmm.
really last night I was just like I just really don't want to be
I would
here.
rather die.
Yeah, I don't even have a chance of winning a TV anymore. I just oh, that was the
Yeah.
other thing. This was all happening on day 360. And I think they just like lumped it together because it's an end of the season party, which they usually do. And it just made sense to do the TV then. But he kept talking
Mhm.
about it as if like 360 days was a year. And I'm like, that's not right. um, and I kept thinking to myself too, like, what if someone like loses an eye in the next 5 days?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, it's just gonna take the TV back or whatever. Um, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, then he was like doing the guy who was announcing it was like doing the math. He was like, okay, so 360 days now. So on day 720, we'll be doing the next raffle or whatever for safety raffle. And I was like, it would be 7:30. But anyways, yeah, I'm getting sick of it there, and I'm highly debating even coming in next week. So I will keep you posted on that. But yeah, I did listen to a few albums this week though. Um, First off, the most reviewed thing of this week was Hyper Youth by Joey Valence and Bray. I've
Mhm.
listened to a few Joey Valence and Bray records before, and I'm just not really a huge fan of them. I know the internet loves them a lot. I know my buddy Dane loves them a lot. Um, but like I don't know, I just don't really like their delivery or their bars that much. They kind of take a little bit more of an electronic uh approach a little bit on this one, but it's also like really clubby type stuff. I don't know. It doesn't hit me too much, but I do think the energy is great and like it still has great production and stuff like that. It's just
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not super into them, but it's still a decent record, and I think people should check it out still because I know people are loving it. Um, Another thing I listened to this week was also a BrokeN's record called Punk 2 from 2020. Like I said, I was really feeling him last week, and I was like, you know what, I should listen to his debut as well. It's just like one album, 27 minutes, and then I'll be caught up on my BrokeN's lore. And I thought it was good. I think Hypochondriac definitely is more like fleshed out record. But there's a lot of cool ideas on there and a lot of good starts and everything. His voice sounds almost identical, which is crazy because I think he was like 18 or some shit when doing that record. He's slightly younger than us, by the way. I'm not sure if you knew
Right.
that.
No, it's fine.
He was born in December of 2001. I looked it up. He's a post 9/11 baby. But
You really fucking hate that. It's the
yeah,
same with Billy Eilish too. God
yeah,
damn.
yeah. They just keep getting younger.
Uh,
But anyways, yeah, but I thought it was a cool energy. It's a little bit more on the emo rap vibes on that one. But it's good. I think it's worth a listen or two. But yeah. And then there was another thing I listened to this week that I saw was getting high reviews on Album of the Year. It's a band called Racing Mount Pleasant, and the album is called Racing Mount Pleasant. It's their self-titled record that they released. And the first time I saw it actually was someone posted it in the Black Country New Road subreddit saying, "Y'all check this out" or whatever. And I didn't check it out at that time. But I saw they kept getting like good reviews, and then I saw somewhere that like one of the songs was like, um, I think fighting Quadeca for like the top song of the year on album of the year or whatever, like the highest rated song. And I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe I should give this a listen. I'm seeing people really liking this, and uh, yeah, it's incredible. I absolutely loved it. It has it's very strongly like this. The way I put it in my review was like this record clearly would not exist if Ants from Up There did not come out at all. Like it's very inspired by it, but like I think it also has its own flavor. And yeah, it's got that indie rock, art rock type sound, but it's mixed with saxes, violins, trumpets, a whole bunch of other sounds, and like just great climaxes all throughout the record. And yeah, I don't know. I really really like the project. Like I do think there are some like songs that aren't as strong on it. But like there's also like a lot of just really big highlights on there. It's really beautiful, really pretty. And yeah, would highly recommend that. It's called Racing Mount Pleasant. I hear you typing, but yeah. But
Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. It's a compliment. But yeah, no. I mean, possible foreshadowing. Maybe I'll consider a song for song of the week for it. But
Ooh.
it's yeah, would highly recommend that record. Especially to anyone who likes Black Country New Road. It's got the same vibes, but not in like a derivative type of way. But yeah, and then I listened to A Matter of Time by Leve, which I guess we'll talk a little bit more about, like Colin said. Overall, I think it's good. I don't love it as much as Bewitched, is how I'll put that for now. But yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah.
my week. What do you want to do? You want to talk wedding?
Yeah, we could do wedding and then news and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Well,
do this
actually,
news.
maybe we should do news first. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. News and then yeah, we'll just yeah. Um. So I honestly don't
Well.
have any news written down except that
uh,
Kid Cudi released an album. I didn't
yeah.
hear anything about it. But I gotta
Either.
listen to that to keep up with our art artists and LCs. um, yeah.
Kid Cudi released an album. Deftones released their album.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Mac DeMarco released an album. Earl
Mm.
Sweatshirt released an album. Leve released an album. It was a big night last night, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but the one that we both listened to was Leve. And like you said, I don't think I like it as much as Bewitched, but I love Bewitched,
Mm-hmm.
and that's. But I do like this one a lot. I don't know what she's doing releasing this sound in August. It feels very much like this should have been released in the colder months. but
I can see
but
that.
I
Yeah.
also but I also feel that way about most of her music and her vibe. Just like the chamber pop bossa nova kind of stuff. It was like it feels very much like like winter and Christmas to
Yeah.
me.
I mean, Bewitched came out in September as well, so yeah.
Yeah. Um, but like, it's just like, especially the beginning of the album with TikTok, or I think
Clockwork.
Clockwork. TikTok. But like, it sounds like the beginning of that song is like it's the beginning of a Christmas song. Like,
Yeah, there's a few
uh,
songs that are like using like sleigh bells and like type shit, and it's like,
type shit.
yeah.
But but I don't know. I listened to it last night and I listened to it again this morning, and I really like it. I think they say distance makes the heart grow stronger. I think heartbreak makes a song grow stronger.
Yeah.
And this album is very heartbroken, and it's
Mhm.
very just, I love it. I think that sadness makes music better,
Yeah.
as I've stated many times, and I think that this is really well done. There's a lot of stuff on here that's like super, like Snow White. I think is the one where she's talking about how women are judged
Mhm.
based off their looks and not their brains and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's real.
Yeah.
Um, there are a couple things I'm not big on, are some of the song lengths. Some of them I wish were a little longer. I feel like a couple of them I was like, yeah, those ended in a way that was like, I could have gone with another minute or two of that, or that one.
Mhm.
Um, but overall, I really enjoy it. It's I can see it grow on me even more. To be honest, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I got to get some more listens of it too. I did the first half of the record when I was coming home, and then I just decided to start from the top again once I was home last night. So I
Mhm.
have 1.5 listens, I guess. Um, but yeah, I do like the record. I just I don't find, at least for me personally, I don't find the songwriting as strong on this one. Kind of the way that I talk about it in the review that I left is like it does feel like, for better or worse, a lot of the tracks on this one are trying to have that mainstream crossover a lot more than Bewitched was. Bewitched had From the Start, of course, which was huge, but like I don't even think that song was like trying to be huge. You know what I mean? Like I think it just got big because it was a great song and like had catchy elements to it. But this one, it does feel like Leve's trying to be Taylor Swift, who went to Berkeley a little bit. And I think it works sometimes. But I don't know. I don't really I don't love the full vibe of it throughout. Just me personally, I think some of the strong songs just aren't as strong on it. Also, but it does have great moments on it. Like Silver Lining grew on me a lot, especially in context of the album. Snow White, like you said, as well as Lover Girl. Really like that one. But I don't know. I just don't really enjoy the approach of this one as much as I did with some of her other stuff. But I also don't think it's like bad by any means. The only thing
Yeah.
that I think just like I really didn't think worked that much, which might be a controversial opinion, possibly. I don't think the closer
Uh,
works that well, to be honest.
really?
Yeah, like I mean, I like that she's doing something experimental and like legitimately kind of weird with the production and stuff, but like I just don't think the song itself is all that strong, and I think the experimental bits are like produced kind of bad. I don't know. I don't really I really didn't like that song, to be honest. But I think everything else though, like the production is pretty great. Like the strings in particular. Like I'm sorry, the rest of the album now. I think the strings in particular are very like they're awesome all throughout. They're very rich and gorgeous, and they're varied, and they consistently bring a nice sound to the songs and everything. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm personally not feeling this one as much. I will continue to listen to it because I do like Leve a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just not as strong of a like. I like it, but it's not like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
That's fair.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I see what you mean with like the more mainstream kind of stuff. I wasn't really getting Taylor Swift much.
Oh,
There were
really?
a couple moments where I was like, it feels like Olivia Rodrigo a little bit.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, Olivia Rodrigo also feels like Taylor
that
Swift.
is, yeah, that's true. Uh, I said that, and then I realized, oh wait, two
Yeah,
steps forward, three steps back.
yeah,
Um, um, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm a sucker for the sound and her style, and so
yeah.
it
Me
just
too. Yeah,
it
and
really just
I guess just to be clear as well, just because comparing something to Taylor Swift has a lot of weight to it nowadays. I enjoy Taylor Swift's stuff. I mean, we did a
yeah,
whole artist analysis on her. I think she is. I think she is a great artist overall.
yeah.
Even if I don't love all those albums, I think being something sounding like Taylor Swift is not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't think Leve quite fits that mold for me. I
Yeah.
don't. It doesn't work as successfully. I also think Leve is not as great of a writer as Taylor Swift. I will say that. But Leve has her moments with writing, but it's not nearly as consistent for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to say that real quick.
Yeah. I'd recommend going to listen to the album,
Me too. I
getting getting
would.
getting getting some thoughts for yourself and such. Also, go listen to Bewitched because that's a banger of an
Oh
album.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's a winner of the 2023 Brokey Album of the Year
It
award.
sure
So
was. I think it won a few awards that year.
sure. Yeah.
But
That year was the ladies' year,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah, that's
with the
right.
lady on top. Um, and then another big thing happened at the beginning of this week. 21 Pilots released the second single from Breach, Drum Show.
Mm-hmm.
And good goddamn, brother. I fucking love that song.
Mm-hmm.
It is so fucking good. Tyler, teased us with a tweet saying "jokels" at the end of the last week,
Mm-hmm.
which I took that as either on the album as a whole or on Drum Show. I didn't know, but they came to be
Mm-hmm.
on
The chocals emerged.
yes, they sure did, and the jokels delivered. I'll say, and God, I don't know, man. I talked about Leve first, so you can go in some
Oh,
Drum Show.
yeah, drum show is it's great. It's honestly at the level of so good where it having it right next to the contract almost made me reevaluate how I felt about the contract. I still think the contract is great, to be honest, but there was a moment there for a second, like, is the contract actually not that great of a song? But no, I think they're both good in their own right, and thankfully they're not right next to each other on the album because I don't think they play off of each other very well, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, I think Drum Show is fantastic. I think Tyler's vocals sound great throughout it. He has very I always see people say this about him, but like I think it comes through even more on this one. He's kind of got like those boyish vocals in the verses, very very like soft into himself, and then the chorus is just catchy as all hell. Jesus Christ. That shit's been stuck in my head all week. Um,
Yeah.
and then we get the Jokels, of course. Josh's singing debut on a officially studio recorded record. And he sounds good too. I do like the way he sounds. I will say one of the things that was holding me back at first when the song came out is like I didn't love the fake ass strings that are playing during his part. That's just me being a nerd. But
You're not a fake strings guy. You don't like the
I
fake strings.
when the fake strings are obvious, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, especially because I feel like 21 Pilots are completely capable of getting some real strings, but they just don't.
Yeah.
Um, but it's okay. It's grown on me. I've realized like they are pop at the end of the day. It's all fine. But yeah, no, but he sounds really good on there, on that part, and then of course transitioning into the scream from Tyler, which maybe the most intense recorded Tyler scream that I can think of. I mean, Jumpsuit gets pretty intense too, but like I feel like this even surpasses that in terms of like scream. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great too. Honestly, I think I was so just interested in Jokels on my first listen that like the scream didn't even really like register for me on the first listen. Like I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It gets soft, then it gets loud. But like
Yeah.
but then like you like were telling me like, oh, dude, I heard that and got shivers or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, that is a great scream, isn't it?
Those weren't my exact words.
I mean, I mean, just cleaning it up a little bit is basically what you said. uh, would you like to share with the class what you said to me?
Yes, so it's included in my album of the year review for the
Uh
song, but I said that the jokels into Scream made me cream, and Drum Show made my cum show. So
oh, oh god, that's awesome. Um, uh, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it screams a great breakdown. Probably the most metal they've sounded thus far.
yeah,
Except maybe the jumpsuit part gets a little more metal altogether, I would say. But like the fact that I'm even comparing it to jumpsuit is a
yeah,
testament to how great the track is. And then it finishes out very strong, some great synths and everything. I basically just did a rundown of the track, but
hey, man, that's all right.
it's great though. I think it's a really really solid song. I don't even know why I said that like it's a mid song. It's a fantastic song. And yeah, I mean, honestly, when they revealed the track list, I mean, they've done this multiple times to us now, but when they revealed the track list and I saw the name Drum Show, I was like, I don't know how to feel about that as a song title name. It feels kind of weird. I don't know
Yeah,
what the hell marching band type shit this is gonna be. And it no, it's a modern day pop punk banger. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. Yeah.
no,
So yeah, whatever. Sorry, I was just talking a lot. You could talk
no,
however.
no, you're good. This came out when I was at work, so on my break, I sat down and I listened to it, and Max also got put on break at the same time. And if I had
Mm,
been alone and not at work, I think Josh is like the beginning of Josh's singing part into the scream. I could have shed a tear, to be
mm,
totally honest. Like something about that this band and that part, just like I don't know, it just like it really got to me, and it was getting to a lot of people
yeah,
online. It seemed. But the bass on this song is some of the best bass that they've had in a while. I
yeah. It's
feel
fun. Yeah,
it's just it goes real hard. Josh's drumming is fantastic. Like he's really putting on that drum show, and
absolutely.
to to have a song this vulnerable from the perspective of Josh after we got next semester on Clancy is
Mm,
just like it's so cool. And I love that. And it's just like this song has been on repeat since Monday, and I can see this song getting to the same level of love that I have for next semester. To
yeah,
be totally honest,
same.
it's just
It
like
needs time for me, but I've had that thought a lot of times too.
yeah, it's just it's also like extremely fucking relatable
Yeah,
uh in a way that like next semester is relatable as well, but not not in the way that like I'm I'm taking a car ride, I'm taking the long way home, and I'm finishing this song,
yeah,
and I don't want to be at home. I want to listen to music in my car in my safe space alone.
yeah.
uh
And drum on the steering wheel.
intro on the steering wheel,
Yeah.
yes. And it's just I don't know, this song is something special,
Hmm.
and it's getting me really fucking excited for Breach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend going to check out that song. Really fucking good.
Hmm.
That scream, oh god, like
Yeah.
every time when it happened, I like legit had a feeling of euphoria. I don't know what
Wow.
happened. Yeah, just great, great, great. Um, but there were some other cool 21 Pilots news as well. They released really cool box sets
Yeah.
for Breach. I might just share my
Yeah.
screen for a second
Yeah.
because they
Colin.
are
Yeah. He mentioned this to me. I must have they must have only talked about it on like Twitter or something like that. Because I didn't see them anywhere else. But yeah. Oh, here he
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah. These are them,
Woo.
and they, whew,
Yeah.
they are gorgeous. The Dark Clancy sold out, but
Oh, yeah.
we both got the Torchbearer one, and goddamn, they look
Yeah.
tasty, dude.
I think all three
Just
look fantastic, but yeah.
oh yeah, just the I got the Clancy box set. When Clancy came out, and
Mm.
that one I was kind of disappointed by. It was just a cardboard box, especially after the Scaled Nicey box set. Like that shit was like super well done. But these ones, it looks like they heard the complaints and they were like, okay, well we got to go all out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's textured. Like this it has this nice sleeve on it,
Yeah.
and then it comes with all this stuff. Random stickers come in every set. This like they say ID cards. I don't know what they are, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And then of course a bandana, and I am in love with this logo.
Yeah.
Um,
It does look
this
sick.
logo art. It's like a skull. It's the album art for Breach, but it's like it like creates kind of a skull. And it's just sick, dude. And I'm just noticing this now, but it has all the names of the bishops around
Oh yeah.
the bandana.
Look
That's
at
sick as
that.
fuck. Um, but yeah, just super fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I yeah, the Nova one, I think the outside looks fine, but the inside, I really like this one. Like especially like yeah, the way the CD
yeah.
looks in there. I think this
Mhm.
is my favorite bandana as well. I like that red and white together.
Yeah,
I think that looks sick as hell.
I like that as well. I almost did the
Yeah.
Dark Clancy one just
Yeah.
because it has a
Whew.
purple CD.
Right.
Um,
This one I think the
and
outside looks really nice too. Like
yeah,
just the black with the red there, just that's gorgeous.
it's fantastic, and this is some banger merch from a
Yeah.
band that has had some spotty merch,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially last era.
Yeah, and I've
Um,
said this before. Like 21 Pilots, for as visual of a band as they are, their merch is very hit or miss, which is
yeah,
actually most of the time it's kind of mish. Not gonna lie, but
yeah,
this is a hit. Like, oh my god, this is the first time I've been like, I need this from 21 Pilots.
yeah.
um,
Um, Yeah, but like I said, I have the scaled nicey one, and that's like super nice. It's textured. It has like scales on it. It came with so
right.
much shit in it,
It's got
and I
ice
was
in it too. Yeah.
yeah. It was really wet, and it's very damaged now. But but the Clancy one was like super disappointing. And this one I'm so fucking excited for, and they're
Yeah.
fairly cheap too. I mean, after tax it was like 50 something,
Yeah, it was like
but like
exactly
well,
50. Yeah.
yeah, it was like yeah before tax it was like 39 or something,
For a
and that's
box
like
set though, yeah, I agree. That's not
yeah
bad at all.
pretty reasonable. And then they did a like interview with BBC Radio or something. They were talking about Breach and everything, and then they discussed the City Walls music video, which is the first song off of Breach,
Hmm.
and that music video costs $1 million to make.
A milli, baby.
Um, a milli, which is the second most expensive music video of this decade. In
Oh, wow.
um,
I didn't know it was. I mean, I know that a million is not a typical amount to spend on a music video,
yeah,
but like, I didn't realize it was that far up there. It kind of is, isn't it? Because I'm sure. I'm guessing you've watched that Mike the Snare video on the expensive music videos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess that does make sense because I think some of those lower placements were right about $1 million. So that
Yeah.
that does make sense. Wow.
Yeah, it's wild though, because and the interview was like, "What made it so expensive?" And Tyler was like, "Well, we had to recreate parts of old music videos,
Hmm.
um, and so it's like, oh, I'm very interested to see what happens with
Yeah.
this. I'm hoping it doesn't. It's not like the wait we had for Paladin Straight, but
Yeah.
um,
Honestly,
you know,
I don't know because like he also we'll probably talk about this as well. He did a post last Saturday
yeah,
while we were setting up for the wedding. I was telling you about it.
mhm,
But in that post he said like the final music video, the lore and everything will be wrapping up in the music video for City Walls. And then the last song on the record, Intentions, is my attempt at understanding the music video or the meaning of it or something along those lines.
Mhm.
Um, and like, so that does kind of sound like the music video should come out like when the album comes out.
Right.
I would think. But I don't know. Maybe the record will come out and then we'll get the music video. But I kind of hope that doesn't happen. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I either way, I'm very excited for it. And then talking about the note
Yeah.
that Mike just mentioned, you want to go into that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any specifics written down, but like the note was talking about it was basically just being very clear with what's to
Mhm.
come with the band, not only with Breach, but what happens after Breach and everything. And yeah, so he was talking about some of the things that you had mentioned. He talked about, Josh might be doing more than drumming in the next song, and he sure was. He was joking all over the place.
Yeah.
But but one of the other things he mentioned on there was he was like, "This is the first time in our career that we don't have a plan for what's next or something like that. Basically saying that like not saying that this is going to be the last ever tour, but it might be a little bit of a break before our next one.
Mhm.
And the 21 Pilots fandom took that as this is the last tour. um, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of people freaking out about that. I do think the clique outside of the US has a reason to be a little bit upset about that because this is
Yeah.
just a US tour, and they're saying like we don't know when we'll be back. So I do understand some of the sadness with that one, but
Yeah.
I think he also made it. I mean, he literally said, "I'm not saying this is our last tour." So I don't know what people want, but a lot of people have been commenting about how this is the last record with Fuel by Ramen,
Yeah.
and I think I've even mentioned, at least to you, I don't know if I've mentioned on pod before, but like I feel like ever since like Trench, like I don't even think I've seen the band utter the words "Fueled by Ramen."
No.
Like I
Feel by
that
Ramen hasn't uttered the words 21 Pilots either. They're
yeah
terrible at marketing their biggest band. It's
yeah
wild.
I it just feels like there's some weird stuff going on there. But anyways, this is their last record with them, which makes sense as to why he's saying like, yeah, we don't really have like a plan for what's happening after this. We're just kind
Mm.
of figuring it out. But Tyler was also talking in that radio interview that you were talking about,
Mhm.
saying that he's excited to where that brings the music when there's not like a deadline
Right.
attached to it. And I'm excited for that too. I think I mean I we don't I think it's kind of I don't want to say a secret, but like I feel like Tyler's writing process and like the way that the band writes music isn't like super clear to us. Like I don't know how quickly they churn out these hits, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't know if it's like things they work on for I mean I'm sure some of them are that they work on for a long long time, or if it's like really spur of the moment stuff, because I know a lot of musicians do that as well. um and so yeah, I guess I'm just interested to see how that impacts the work. Maybe we get more stuff along the lines of Trench, which love me some Trench, and I feel like
Oh,
that was a record where he gave it a lot of time, you know what I mean? Because they had the hiatus or whatever, and I think he just locked himself in a basement and recorded that for like a year.
yeah.
But yeah, that was basically the note. I think, is there anything else I missed in there?
I don't think so. It was
Yeah.
just, he talked about how, Breach took everything he had left, is what he said.
Right. Yeah.
So, just, and, with people freaking out, it's like, I get it, but, I completely understand Tyler wanting to take time and spend it with his family because,
Oh yeah.
ever since fucking Tommy was born, that's right before Clancy tore and everything.
Yeah.
So he was like, he's getting to spend time with his kiddos, and
For
I have
sure.
no problem with that at all. I'm just excited for whatever comes next, and
Yeah. And
though I may not be excited for how long it might take.
mhm.
I'm just
We also
I'm
kind of
pumped.
expected that. I know we definitely talked
Yeah,
about that at some point. Like it feels like there's going to be a big break after this one.
yeah,
But yeah, and I think I don't mean to get all parasocial about this. But you know, the way they're talking about, families and stuff like that, it does sound like maybe a baby Dunn might be coming in this
Mhm.
break potentially. That's just
Yeah. I can see it.
Me being parasocial. But um, yeah,
But and then as and Mike alluded to it earlier, but we might be taking a road trip.
potentially, yeah. One of our friends, uh, uh, who lives out in New Jersey, um, she always goes to see 21 Pilots. I've talked with her about it. She's basically had the same schedule as me. Has gone to at least one show every era,
Mhm.
since Emotional Roadshow, which was also my first one. Um, and she wasn't going to be able to go this time just because it's all like the amphitheaters or whatever, so they're not really like playing in New York or I forget exactly where I think she's near Pittsburgh or something too.
Mhm.
But it's like up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is a little bit of a, I think, a 3 hour drive for her or something. um
Yeah.
and yeah, on Wednesday during the work party or whatever, she was like, uh I will pay for whoever wants to go to this concert with me. um, and I think you made like kind of a joke or whatever, like saying like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't remember exactly what you said,
You
but
got me. I'm coming. I'm
yeah,
on
yeah,
my
you
way.
got me. I'm on my way." And she's like, "You don't know me well. I'm like 90% serious about this." um, and then she kept saying it, and the more I considered it, I was like, honestly, could be fun. I mean, Pennsylvania is a
Yeah.
beautiful drive too. And it's a long drive, but it would be kind of fun. And I was like, well, I mean, like maybe Natalie would want to get on this because she's basically Natalie's friend for the most part.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know her well enough that like I'm not sure if she wants to go to a concert with just me. That feels,
Right.
but and then you offered, you're like, hey, I would do that, and I was like,
Yeah.
hmm. Okay. I was like, me, Colin, and Natalie. Interesting car ride. But and then Natalie's like, coming back from a trip the day before, well,
Yeah.
actually, really, the night of the morning we'll be leaving.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we just kind of kept talking about it, and like, I don't know. I think I'm pretty down for it. The only really um real thing about it is that we will be seeing them 3 days before. So we're
Yes.
literally going to catch them at their next show, which I know a lot of people do that in the first place. But it is a little much, especially for like work schedules and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it sounds fun, and I think it would be a nice thing to do, and she's willing to pay for it. So I
Right.
mean, I kind of sounds like a deal to me.
Yeah, me too. I've never been to that side of the country,
Oh,
and
really?
I've literally only been in the Midwest and just down to Florida. So
Oh, yeah.
you know,
You're in for
yeah,
some good
I've
shit.
driven down. I've driven down to Florida, but I've never driven east or west.
Yeah.
So
Well, when we took that
other than
trip,
Indiana.
yeah, when we took that trip out, earlier this year, that I talked about, we went to like the
Mhm.
border of Ohio to meet with the same person, the border of Ohio, and I remember mentioning that's when the scenery started getting good. Was right
Yeah,
around the border of Ohio because you're about to go into Pennsylvania. So
yeah.
yeah, no, it'll be nice, and plus, it'll be a long car drive, but I'm excited to do like, I mean, assuming we're gonna do it,
Mhm.
a nice little road trip with the buddy as well. I think
Yeah, seriously.
that'll be fun.
I think it'd be much needed, to be honest. I feel like that's like a nice, um, just a nice getaway for a
Yeah.
while, especially, even though we will have just been together to see 21 Pilots, and we're going to
Hmm.
do it again with somebody I've never met. It'll be,
Yeah.
um, it would, it would be such just a nice experience,
Yeah.
yeah. And car pod,
Carpod. Carpod.
car pod, some vlogging, maybe,
Yeah.
it'd be fun.
Yeah, and it sounds like she might have someone else come in as well, from someone who's much closer, who she also kind of knows, who is also a woman, so it won't just be.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I mean, we would be a great bodyguards for the main
Oh, for
person
sure.
asking. She's a bit tiny, but which is why she doesn't want to
She
go
said,
to a show alone 3 hours away. Which
yeah. She said she was confused for a child at her job the other day. So,
yeah, yeah, it makes sense. But um, but yeah, that would be fun. I think I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like we're both greatly considering it. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah,
I think I'm a step away from asking my boss to give me those days off. So,
yeah,
get excited.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I might not be working a job at that point, but it's fine. We'll see. But yeah, sick.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now that we're an hour and a half into the pod.
Hour and 9 minutes. Because we definitely didn't have to restart for a second.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, we should talk about the wedding that happened last week. I mean, obviously, we talked with Vince. I think the more I think about that episode, it's gonna be cool looking back on that. His last night as an unmarried man, he decided to do the
Yeah.
pod with us. I completely did not expect him to come on.
Me
Considering he hasn't been on in like 30 episodes, and it was super late, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I'll hop on." I'm like, "All right, sick."
either.
But it was a great time, and he got married the next day. And yeah, I mean, I guess we can start off with we did some setup stuff beforehand. Woke up night bright and early. The groomsmen
Oh, yeah.
set up the place, and I think Vince was expecting that to take like 3 hours or so, but it was like basically an
Yeah.
hour, and
Yeah.
it was in total like an hour and a half, but the last like half hour was trying to set up a photo booth, and only like a few people were doing that, so it was an hour for me basically. And yeah, no, it went nice and quick. I mean, I hopefully Vince doesn't mind me saying this, but he said like in the most non-sexist way possible, he wanted because like I think it was like the DJ or something commented like, I've never seen the groomsmen set up a venue before. Usually
Yeah.
it's the bridesmaids or whatever. And Vince is like, yeah, and well, he didn't say this to him, but to us, he's like, in the least sexist way possible. I really think it just would make things a lot easier if a group of guys just came in, got it done. Not a whole bunch of differing opinions or whatever going on. Just
Yeah.
like he's like, I know exactly what I want. It's going to look good. Let's just do it. And we did it. He had a plan and we executed it, and it looked great in there. I think
Yeah.
his wife even, wow, that's even crazy to say that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's wild.
his wife really she really liked it when she came in.
Yeah.
So like he was right. It got
Yeah.
done.
It is wild how fast we were able to do that. Like
Mhm.
we had a lot of people, but like there was a lot of components to like set up and
Right.
make sure it all looked nice and everything. Like John and Vince's dad were setting up like this greenery on the
Mhm.
stairway, the staircase and shit, and that didn't take as long as I thought it would have. That might have been like the thing that took the longest,
Yeah.
other than the photo booth. But
Mhm.
like, um, it all turned out really, really pretty. I could even probably send some pictures.
Yeah. I wish I took a little bit more pictures. Because I only have the one picture of me doing the fake selfie, and then also, what I took of the venue from above. But you can't really see the railings in any of the pictures I took.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
for those just tuning in, here is Mac with a Hitler mustache, and here is us at a escape room that we did for the bachelor party. Oh, that's a good one.
there's yes.
Yeah.
So we set up all those the stuff in the middle of the tables on top of the blue
Hmm.
cloth there with like the fake candles and the greenery. There were fairy lights on the like intertwined with the greenery kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then there's flowers and stuff, and then did I get a picture of the stuff on the staircase? I think this one has it. A little bit you can kind of see
Oh,
there, but
yep.
you know, uh, on the on the banister and everything, that Vince or John and Vince's dad set that up, and it all looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot of pictures and stuff, but
Yeah,
I'll just send
this could
this
be
one
a
to.
visual episode.
Yeah, I'll just send this
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
this was a great picture. That's
There was
I don't know if we've ever
yeah.
had John as a visual, but this is John. um,
Yeah, John. That's a shoe shiner, but I made the joke that it was an old timey vibrator, and and he was using it as such.
uh,
Uh,
I there's something I said this as soon as you took the picture too, but there's something just artistic about this framing. I think it's like the window
I,
behind it and like just his positioning. It's beautiful.
yeah, I mean, uh, I'm a
Yeah,
photographer. What can I say?
yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna have to frame
and
this one.
yes, and then yeah, you got all four of us there in our suits and
Yeah,
such.
and our
It
suit
was,
and ties.
it was a nice, it was a very day, but other
Yeah.
than setting up, we all hiked on over to the groomsmen room
Mm-hmm.
to where we were. To where it was time to chill out, because by the time we got done setting everything up, we started at like 8:30 or so.
Yeah.
We got done at like about 10 when they were
Mm-hmm.
done with the photo booth. So we had like 6-7 hours before
Yeah.
the ceremony even started. Uh, so we were all sitting there. Just one of the officiant, the person who wedded them, went back to grab some board games.
Mm-hmm.
But while while he did that, we were just sitting around, and ESPN was on, but it wasn't just regular sports. No, no, no.
Mm-mm. It's the off
It,
season, baby.
it started with I think it started with some pinball, and
Yeah. Yeah,
then
it was pinball. Yeah.
yeah, and then and then like as we started playing games and stuff, it went to marble racing, which was fun to watch, to be totally honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were making a big thing out of it, and for the races, they didn't just have like like Hot Wheels tracks. They went on to scene outside
Oh
and
yeah.
like made tracks out of dirt and shit.
Oh yeah. And don't
It
forget
was wild.
they made like stands
Yes.
stands with a D there with with like a whole bunch of color coordinated marbles, so it looked like a bunch of people wearing like jerseys and like they were all cheering on their team for like the marble. It was so cute. I honestly loved it.
Yeah, it was honestly great. And then it
Yeah.
went on to sander racing,
Yeah.
where they had just two sanders next to each other, and they set them off, and whoever got to the end first won.
Yeah. They had
Uh,
like googly eyes and shit on them or whatever.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And then it went to slippery stairs, which was questionable.
Yeah.
It felt like a wipeout challenge, but it was
Hmm.
just like people trying to get up slippery stairs covered in like baby oil or something.
Yeah, and they're all in like
Um,
onesies and stuff like that. Um,
yeah,
yeah, at first
but
it was a group of guys and like it was like kind of funny or whatever, I
yeah,
guess. It was like, oh, okay, that's kind of silly. But when it was a whole bunch of women in onesies getting all wet and falling downstairs and shit, I was like, this has suddenly turned into like it feels kind of like fetish content.
yeah. It was like into fetish stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
it went to kids doing it, and
Yeah,
it's
and then
like
I'm like,
kids shouldn't be doing this either.
yeah, I was like,
Like,
I'm really upset that I had that thought now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Diddy's
Yeah.
favorite sport.
Uh,
Sorry.
no,
But
I mean, yeah.
yeah, but board games were fun. We played a game where it was kind of like a courtroom drama thing
Hmm.
where we all played the characters and stuff, and the prosecution, defense, and everything. That was fun.
Hmm.
Um, Played some blackjack,
Oh yeah.
for real money.
Hmm.
Um,
I lost a
yeah,
shit ton. Yeah.
yeah, dude, I was Max won a lot though, because
Hmm.
Max was hanging out with us. That took a
Yeah.
while.
She was one of the grooms.
Yes,
Or sorry,
yeah, she got married.
he
That
was
day.
one of the grooms.
Yes.
He was his I forgot what she said. Her gender fluidity was feeling
Gender
male that
fluidity.
day or whatever.
Yes. Um,
Oh.
But yeah, then we at like 2 or something, we had like pictures of us getting ready, and
Mm.
photographer came up, getting ready and everything.
We
It
took
was
I just want to mention this because I think it's a funny thought. Later we were
mm,
talking with one of the bridesmaids. She's like, "Oh yeah, the makeup was so fast. It only took like 3 hours or something like that." Um, and I like so badly wanted to tell her like, we had to be ready at 2 o'clock, and we started getting ready at 1:45.
That's true. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, I just want to mention that it was very quick getting ready for us.
yeah, it was very quick, and we all looked good and everything. We all got dressed. It was it's fine. Photographer
Mm,
came up and took pictures of Vince, um, putting stuff on and such, and
mm.
then he was like, "Oh, let's go outside and take some pictures." And no, brother.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, we
yeah,
we we
Saturday.
foreshadowed last week, but it sure was hot.
Yeah, yeah. No, inside was like nicely air conditioned. It was all cool, and then like you go downstairs and out the door, and it was a heat wave, just
Yeah,
like in your face
yeah.
instantly.
I had physical
What?
reactions each time. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no. One of the times I walked out and I was like, "Has anybody seen Oppenheimer?"
Yeah, I think that was the first time we were in the suits. Yeah.
um, it was hot, dude,
Yeah,
and we luckily they didn't keep us out there too long to take pictures,
yeah.
but we were out there, and I think Vince's wife's dad's was nice enough to like buy us like these sweat towels
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
things because he has a problem with sweating as well. And the instant we walked outside, I was like, I need to use this.
Yeah. Me too,
It
man.
was yeah.
Yeah, I am a
But
sweater. And
yeah,
thankfully I don't think I ever got completely drenched during ceremony or
I don't think
like
so either.
speeches or type stuff like that. But I kept making the joke to you guys. I was like, if anyone asks, I have hair gel on because it was very
Yeah.
consistently on the front of my forehead. But it just never got to like my full hair, thank God. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it was hot. And then,
Mm,
after that they were like, "All right, you guys can go chill out upstairs again." And so we did that, and we were all in our suits, and already it was getting kind of warm in the suits as well. So we were like, "I'm gonna shed the jacket." Most of us
mm.
shedded our jackets. And we sat up there for a little while, and then we're like, "All right, we're gonna take pictures with the bridesmaids and everybody." And then once we got into the venue that we had set up, they were like, "So we're gonna retake those pictures that
Yeah,
we took outside because it looks way better in here." And like, "Oh, sick, dude."
yeah,
But those pictures, Vince sent us some previews this morning, and they turned out really
yeah.
nice. And I'm very excited to see the rest of them.
Me
But
too.
it was a nice taking pictures with everybody. And we did some fun things, fun little prompts and such. It
Mm,
had some like fake laughing, which was like
yeah.
pretty funny. Um,
Yeah, there was also one where we were supposed to. I made a comment about this earlier today. We were
yeah.
supposed to fake tackle Vince, and I think just because of I was a bit tired that day. I woke up a little a little earlier than usual.
Yeah.
For some reason, I took that as fake fight Vince. So he sent a preview of those pictures, and all of you were like grabbing onto him, trying to tackle him or whatever. And I'm just there like throwing punches at him, and I'm the only one doing that. And I'm like, oh shit! I'm realizing just now, a week after the wedding, that like I totally did not do what he asked us to do. Um, and you made the joke of, I'm pretty sure he told us to beat the shit out of it. um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but no, they look great, and
they
honestly,
do.
it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Uh, there was one set of photos where they had us get behind the bar,
Mm,
and Cooper, Vince and Katie's dog, he was like putting him on the bar, on top of the bar for pictures.
mm,
Um, and Cooper was having quite, he was excited. Everybody was around, and Cooper has a problem with peeing
mm,
when he gets excited. So
yeah.
it, putting a dog on top of a bar is already kind of
Yeah.
iffy.
Health code.
But yeah, after we were done taking those pictures, I think I talked to Matt, and I was like, is that food safe, you think?
Yeah.
But Cooper was having some attention problems, so
Yeah.
somebody had to knock on the door to get him to pay attention.
Yep.
But those were fun. And then we got shortly afterwards we got lined up for the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you and John were matched up with Katie's sister and stepsister, I believe.
Me and Joe, Vince's
Me and
brother.
you and
Yeah.
Joe, right? And I was matched up with somebody we went to high school with, who I hadn't seen in a while, but it was very nice to catch up with her at the rehearsal and everything, because I hadn't talked to her since high school, and
Right. Yeah.
even then, not very much.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same.
but yeah, but she was super nice. Nice to see her and catch up.
Yeah.
We got to time for the ceremony. We walked down, and it was hot, but it was cool seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Sat and waiting. There was one guy that kind of pissed me off though in the crowd, because it's a wedding. Everybody's dressed up in dresses, and they got ties on and dress shirts, dress pants, everything. And this one guy in the crowd, he he looked like he just got off of work or something, but he had like jeans on, gym shoes, a flannel shirt, and then like sunglasses and a snapback. And I was like, brother, like, I don't know who you're related to, but that's rough, man.
Yeah.
It felt pretty disrespectful to me, but I don't know. Vince and Katie didn't make a fuss, so
yeah.
But then came time for the ceremony. Vince got walked down by his mom and his dad, and man, people say that they cry at weddings, and before this, I was like, I don't think I would cry at weddings.
Yeah.
That would get me. But Vince's Katie was walking down the aisle, and Vince's mom was like looking back and starting to tear up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, she was getting to me during that. I was like, oh.
And we love Vince's mom.
Yeah,
she's like, I was talking to Max. I was like, she feels like a mom away from mom.
Yeah.
She's like a second kind of mother figure. And she's always been super sweet and super nice and just loving to all of us for as many years as we've been best friends together. And just like seeing her get emotional and crying as Katie's walking down, I was like, oh, fuck me, dude.
I mean, yeah. I don't know how it was for you, but like, even like right before the groomsmen and bridesmaids were walking down, like we were cracking jokes and stuff like right before getting down there. But I think like, I mean, obviously we were professional as soon as we got there. But like, as soon as she started walking down the aisle, though, like it for me, it like hit me that like the reality of it and like how real it was and how just how proud I was of Vince and everything. And I mean, Katie looked beautiful, of course. And it was really. I think even just like the venue spot just was very picturesque at that moment. And I was like, oh my God, wait, this is so cool. And I was, the sweat and the tears were mixing together. It was genuinely emotional, but yeah, his mom was getting to me as well. It was great.
Yeah, and then another moment for me was like when they were exchanging vows and everything. Like I couldn't see Vince's face, but I could see Katie, and I was just like, God, they were exchanging vows and it was just so sweet, and it was getting me. I don't know, man. I was just like so close to getting some tears rolling down my face there, but it was super sweet, and
of course we kind of skipped over a little bit. I think it was after she had walked down. Maybe it was before. The ring bearer made his run, Mr. Cooper.
Yes.
He was supposed to run straight down the aisle, and he took a very Cooper route. He went to the right side, then he walked between people, and then he went to the left side, greeted everyone. Eventually found his way to his spot where he was supposed to be. It was very cute. Apparently, according to Max and John's girlfriend, he was peeing a little bit, and I'm just hoping that did nothing to anyone's apparel.
I hope not.
But I was a little worried about that. But no one complained, I guess. So it was
Yeah,
very cute. Um,
it was.
yeah,
Yeah, ceremony was gorgeous, and
yeah.
we went inside for cocktail hour.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't really do too much. We just kind of chilled,
Yeah,
which I think is fine because we were out there in full on suits.
yeah,
Also, I mean, at least you and I, we don't really drink, so it was just a little
nah,
chill
man.
time.
Yeah, John got something for him and his girlfriend to share, and then John's girlfriend and Max like hit it off really well, and they were
Yeah.
talking and having a good time the whole night. So it was like, and John's girlfriend was like, "You want to try it?" To Max, and Max was like, "Does it taste like alcohol, really?"
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "No, not really." And then Max tried it, and she's like, "Oh, that's good." And so I was like, I'll go back to share then.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You
Um,
did get some stuff. Yeah.
I got one, and I didn't like it very much,
Mm.
but Max liked it, and she was pretty hungry. Didn't eat too much since the morning,
Mm-hmm.
um, and she was talking to that she was getting a little tipsy,
Yeah. Oh,
a
was she?
little buzzed. Yeah, because on an empty stomach, little
Oh
alcohol.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was okay. And then I had to start a tab, and I was like, John, how expensive was that? And he was like, oh, they didn't tell me, but it's probably like these vodka cranberries usually like $6 to $9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay. And then after the wedding, I after leaving, I got like a notification from my bank, and it was like, hey, you spent this much on this at this place,
Mm.
and I was like, oh, I wonder how much it was, and it was like $13, and
For
I was
one.
like,
Wow.
for one, and I was like, holy shit! So he messaged John. I was like, hey, I spent $13, and John was like, yeah, I had a few.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
did
so
have a few.
yeah, I was like, how much was yours? He was like, it was like
Oh my god.
holy shit. Wedding tax, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But cocktail hour was fine. We
Mhm.
had got some much needed air conditioning after that.
I think we should also
Um,
mention also, oh my god, also mention because last episode when we talked about John's girlfriend, she was very tired. I think she was a little more well rested for the wedding itself, so it was
yeah,
we got to talk and bond with her a little bit more naturally
uh,
throughout the
yeah.
wedding
No,
day.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. At the rehearsal dinner, she like she was tired still, but like
Yeah.
she woke up a little and talked to us. It was nice. You get
Yeah.
to know her and everything and joke around and everything. But at the wedding, she was very much she was
Yeah.
present.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just wanted to mention that the
Yeah,
redemption arc, I guess.
and she's great. I like her a
Yeah, no,
lot.
no, she was awesome.
But and then and then came dinner and everything. We had to walk in, uh, and people did like fun things with their counterpart for the bridesmaids and
Mhm.
everything. And me and the girl that I walked down with that we knew from high school we're both like they probably paired up like the worst people possible for like coming up with fun things to do because we're
Oh
both
yeah,
very quiet and,
yeah,
and not gonna like do anything crazy. So we walked down and we're like, hey, and that was
yeah,
about it. But, John and the person he walked down with did like the rope dance move where you like pull him in,
yeah,
and there's a great picture of that.
yeah.
And then Matt and the person he walked down with did like rock paper scissors.
That was also
Um,
great.
yeah, but did you do anything? I forget.
No, we basically just kind of like. I mean, she came up with that. I was like, yeah, sure. We just ran down like pumping our fists in the air, like woo.
Uh,
Very very basic, which honestly I'm cool with that.
yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah.
But, that was fun, and then we sat down, and then I think Katie's dad did a speech before dinner.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was very sweet. That's the first time I met him, but he seems like a very nice guy,
Yeah.
and the speech was very sweet
Hmm.
and everything. Um, and then came time for dinner, and dinner was very good.
Oh yeah.
Um, it had some like there was like a type of chicken, and then there was like a steak, and the mashed potatoes, and salads, and
Hmm.
veggies, and everything. And oof, it hit. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what.
I need to
Um,
give a special shout out to the bourbon sauce that they provided alongside the steak. Oh my lord, that was I'm a big bourbon sauce guy. I don't even know if I would like bourbon as a drink, but bourbon sauce, mm-mm-mm.
Yeah,
And that was good
I
shit.
unfortunately didn't try that, but
Yeah,
they look good.
yeah,
Um, but dinner was very good, and then came time. Originally, Vince was like, "So you guys, he was telling us how we are going to do our speech and everything. He's like, it's going to be during dinner. People are going to be paying attention to the food. It's not going to be all eyes on you or anything. So
yeah,
it'll be all right." And then we ate, and we finished eating, and they started taking plates, and nobody had done speeches yet.
yeah. They're good.
And I was like, oh, and I was
Yeah,
like, as it got closer, I was getting more nervous. But after that fact, I was like, oh,
yeah,
and as Katie's sisters went up, I got a pit in my stomach. I was like, oh, fuck, do public speaking.
yeah,
um,
yeah. And I don't necessarily want to air this out on pod at all,
yeah.
but there were some things that happened before our speeches as well, that what kind of transitioned right into our speech right afterwards. And I went up first and did mine, and I kind of flubbed a bit. I was a little I was a little all over the place, telling it was not nearly as natural as I was doing in my head. Maybe because I wasn't expecting all the eyes to actually be on me, or maybe it
Yeah.
was just you know maybe a little bit tension in the room potentially from
Yeah.
things. But I think I'm all I'm hoping. I was a little self conscious about the speech for the rest of the night. Not gonna lie. But I'm just hoping at least to Vince I got the message across how much I appreciate his friendship and everything like that. And even if the funny story was kind of told a little awkwardly, I think I don't know that I do have that the genuine love for him and everything and for you guys and all that. And yeah, I think John did a really good job at
Oh yeah.
recapturing the room.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
he started off in Spanish, and then he was like, "Ah, just kidding," just pointing out the diversity in the room.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. He was like, I was a diversity hire for this wedding. He was asking me beforehand. He's like, should I go with DEI hire or diversity hire? I was like, I feel like DEI implies more political stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, I think diversity hire is perfect, and it
yeah,
can. Yeah,
it did. Yeah, no, he did a great job. He
it was
John was
fantastic.
like, "Yeah, I'm not good at public speaking," and then he did that, and I was like,
He
"Well,
did
fuck
that
you."
while maybe half drunk as well.
Yeah,
he was
maybe that
telling
helps.
he was telling us before. He's like, guys, I think I drank too much.
Yeah, he got up a couple times beforehand to go to the bathroom
Yeah.
because it was hitting him. But it was, and then his speech was great, and I loved it,
Mm,
and it also got across the fact that we all love each other and Vince and everything,
yeah.
and then it was me, and you guys both went off the cuff, but when I got the mic, I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this off the cuff, so I'm gonna use my
Yeah,
phone.
that's completely fair
Um,
and probably smart in retrospect.
and but even with that, I flubbed up because my anxiety was getting me a
Nah.
little bit.
I,
But
I don't think you flubbed all that bad. Like honestly, you made it work well because if you're talking about the part where you forgot what you had to said and you like had to stare at your
yeah,
phone, you made like a good gesture to do that and it was funny and people like laughed with you at that. So
okay.
yeah, no, I don't think you messed up at all.
But I when I was writing my speech, because I did it like a couple days beforehand, all of
Mm,
us did really. My I was writing it, and I was like, I think I might get a little emotional at the end of this, but
mm.
I think I was just too nervous
Too
to
nervous to get
to
emotional.
actually to get emotional. So
Yeah,
I said it all. But we all made kind of we all made slightly gay jokes
yeah,
because that's what we do, and
yeah.
that's what we have done forever.
We all
Um,
flirted with them during our.
yeah. And your guys' hit, and then mine. The first one I said was like, I referenced like the video games and the board games we all play, and then I was like, oh,
Mhm,
we all, worked out in John's garage over the summer a couple of years ago, and it was fun getting hot and sweaty with everybody.
mhm.
And that one didn't land very much. But
It's all
I
right.
thought that one I didn't write down. That was off the cuff, so
Mhm.
that's fine.
You
Uh,
win some, you lose some.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I did make a joke about being jealous of Katie being legally bound to Vince.
Yeah, that one hit. That was good.
That one hit. That one
Yeah.
hit. But it was very sweet, and
Mhm.
I love you guys, and I love Vince, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just super sweet, nice, and to
Absolutely.
be able to do that.
I actually held back
And
on
then,
one of my gay jokes.
oh
I
yeah,
could maybe share now, just because I could feel the vibe in the room was a little tensionous when I was talking about stuff. I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna do that part. But I was making jokes about, you know, I don't even know if I've told the story on pod, but you know about how like Vince unironically asked me out or whatever with the intention of me
yeah,
saying
no.
yes. And then I would, you know, we hadn't broken up, and then we moved in together or whatever. And this is the
Yes,
part that I left
I
out.
love.
Yeah, this is the part that I left out. Was like, oh, and then at the end of college, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go move in with Katie, and I was like, yeah, you know, I get it, you know, keeping up appearances and all that. Um, but you know, decided against that part. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, just gonna not continue the story.
Yeah.
We're gonna transition out of this. But
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
made a I made an offhand joke. I think earlier in the day or the day before. I think it was at the rehearsal dinner where I was like, I'm just gonna do my stand up set, my stand up routine,
Mm-hmm.
and John was like, yeah, you got to go up there like Shane Gillis, and he'd like do all the microphone gestures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I said something like, I get up there and I go, congratulations to Vince and his beard. On the wedding,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that got laughs at dinner. But John was like, "Maybe don't say that one." I wasn't going to, but
Yeah.
you know. um, but
Yeah.
and then first dances happened.
Yeah.
And Vince and Katie's was super sweet, and
Mm-hmm.
then Katie and her dad, and then Vince and his mom, and Vince and his mom. Oh,
Yep, she made me cry
oh,
twice that day. That was time number
yeah,
two.
man. Yeah, that one fucked me up, dude.
Yeah,
Because Vince's mom like was talking about this song the night before and was like, "Yeah, apparently it's a sad song."
that's what Vince said.
Um, yeah, but Vince, they got up there and I could read Vince's lips and
Oh
he's like,
yeah.
"Don't cry. You're not allowed to
Oh
cry. Stop
no,
crying."
the whole time he was just going, "Stop it, stop it." But she didn't stop. She was just looking at him lovingly, and it was so
Yeah.
sweet.
But then Vince started crying,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Vince, not an emotional guy, not
Mm-hmm.
somebody who like gives up their emotions very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And he started crying, and he was wiping his tears with his sleeve, and then his mom was wiping his tears
Oh,
off
I
with
missed
her
that part.
hand. And that's what really got me. I was
Yeah.
like, even thinking about it now, it's making me a little misty.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, oh, it was so sweet, and it was so beautiful.
Yeah. There came a certain point to it where like, I mean, obviously in the best way possible, but like it felt like such a, you know, intimate moment between the two of them that I was
Yeah,
like, I like kind of didn't want to stare. I was like, I felt like I was intruding in some ways. So like I must
yeah.
have missed that part where like she was wiping his tear and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
that's
no, it happened a couple times, but it was just like he would wipe his hand with his sleeve, and she goes in there with her thumb, and it's like, oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah. It was very
um,
sweet.
it was just, but and then and after that, the dance floor opened up, baby,
It sure
and
did. And guess
and
who walked on that shit?
yeah, Vince like a couple weeks before his bachelor party was like, you guys are gonna dance, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't want a boring wedding.
He was really
And
concerned about people not dancing.
yeah. And we were all like, yeah, I mean, we'll dance, not well, but we'll get on the dance
Yeah.
floor. Don't worry. We'll wipe people shuffle to the best of our ability,
Oh yeah.
and we sure did.
Mm-hmm.
They there was the DJ played "Hot to Go" by Chapel Roan for like the bouquet toss
Mm-hmm.
that they do, and then
Which
and then
Katie killed, by the way. I just want to throw that
yeah,
out. She
serious,
like she's not. I don't think she's all that athletic, at least in terms of. I mean, maybe she is. I don't know. They do volleyball a lot, but anyway. So
yeah,
like, she threw that like perfectly behind her head.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was impressive. But the dance floor opened up, and I'm pretty proud of us because we got out there and we stayed out there for like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
Like we were shuffling and doing the Cupid Shuffle
Oh yeah.
and the YMCA and everything, and I'm proud of us. Like we all got out there and we had a good time. We had a little dance circle with us, and then Caleb and Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, who was at the bachelor party, and his girlfriend, and
Mm-hmm.
then Vince was all over the place, but him and Katie came over and danced with us, and Max and John's girlfriend were there, and it was a good time. Like, I was worried about my like thighs hurting, because they played like apple bottom jeans, and then we did all the low, and we all got down low, and I was like, oh, my thighs are gonna hurt tomorrow. But luckily they didn't. But it was, I'm happy with it. We all got out there and danced, and then we all took turns like twirling Vince's mom and everything. And that was super sweet.
She kept doing it with me every single time. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so bad at this. I'm not a dancer.
Max went over to talk to Vince's mom, and I after I had told Max about like the mom away from mom thing, she told Vince's mom herself, and then Vince's mom came over and like that's when the first time she danced with me. I was like,
yeah. I'm proud of us too. I just want to state I am not a dancer in any way, shape, or form. I despite how much I love music and how much I'm into music and will bop my head to music, I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to get that rhythm in me. I'm too white for it, I guess. But I was there. I was grooving. I was trying things. And I asked John, when we were going to go get some pictures taken, I asked him, rate the white boy dance moves out of 10, and he gave me a 10. So I mean, not to brag or anything. But, yeah. I just wanted to say that.
No, I'm proud of all of us. We danced and we had a good. And
I kept my promise to Vince.
Max and John's girlfriend were, there were a couple of songs that came on that were like older tunes that like aren't like big radio hits, I guess. So there were a couple of times where like, I don't know this song.
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh.
That's great, because I think at least up until like the end of the night, there was some at the end of the night where like it was like more country based or something that I wasn't familiar with, but everything we danced to, I knew what we were dancing to. Do you remember any of the ones that they didn't know by any chance?
I think Sweet Caroline, maybe they didn't know.
Oh really?
And just like I don't know,
maybe Come On Eileen. I think they played that.
Probably not that one either. Yeah, that one, I love that song. So, but it was super fun, and we did it, danced, and then we after a while we kind of like shuffled off from the dance floor. I was like, want to go take pictures of the photo booth?
Yeah,
we did that. And it was fun. We all got pictures taken together. And then Max and I did, and John and his girlfriend did, and everything. It was, super fun up there. And then we were all like, want to go sit at that table down there?
Yeah.
And we did. And it was nice getting to sit down there. But damn.
It was
music.
It was the first time we really got to chill since like the cocktail hour. So, so it was definitely needed. Also, I want to mention, this was like early in the day when we were setting up. I think it was when we were setting up. But the DJ came up to us. He was like, "Oh, what type of music y'all into?" or whatever. And at the time, I think we all gave like we're kind of into everything, even though I mean that when I say that. I am glad that I didn't give any suggestions, because any of my music would have been way too sad or like not the vibe for wedding song type stuff. It made me realize, I was like, damn, I really am like not into dance type music at all. Like I really like the Daft Punk when it came on. They did One More Time, I think. But that was pretty much that, and like Chapel Roan were like the only stuff that like I regularly listen to.
Right.
Yeah.
Max was the only one of any of us that went up and like asked for a song, because Max was like, Max wanted Guests by Billy and Charlie to play, and she went up there, and it was a good time.
Yeah, that I was thinking to myself, I was like, it's a little more explicit than the other stuff that they're playing, but you know what? it hits.
Yeah, it does. I was thinking about doing like something off of Don't Tap the Glass, like but I never ended up doing that. But the music was, as I said, it was very loud though. We were all yelling, and my throat hurt the next day a little bit from yelling.
Yeah, me too.
Everything. But after everything kind of cooled down, we were all like, cleaning up the place. Max
Mm.
had like gone to the car because she was overstimulated and super tired because that's earlier than she wakes up either.
Yeah.
I went out there to go check on her at one point, and Katie's dad was standing out there with somebody,
Mm.
and he was like, we kind of sparked up a little conversation. I was like,
Oh, that's nice.
it makes sense. Yeah, it was like, it makes sense. I've known them for so long and everything. And he was like, well, where did you live? And I told him, and he's like, oh. And then Vince's dad came out and interrupted. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go make my leave now.
Yeah.
And I went out to the car, and Max was just like passed out. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll leave her be.
She was zonked.
Yeah, I was like, me too.
Yeah.
And we got time to clean up and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
that went pretty fast and easy as well. I at one point I just kind of started wheeling around a trash can to pick up garbage and everything, and there was still a lot of full drinks, and I was kind of nervous of like taking somebody's drink and like,
Yeah,
oh,
me too.
close the bar. But yeah, it went out fine. So there's something, yeah. Well, there was somebody like the middle table that I was like wheeling it around, and I was like, garbage, and she was like, I think she had a few drinks, and she was like, you're that's so good. You're so good. That's so good of you. You're doing that. You're so helpful. And I was like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
But it was nice. We got her all cleaned up. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
we got changed.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just remembered one thing. Before all the takedown stuff was happening, this was like pretty late into the evening at this point. The dance floor was maybe slightly dead. But one of the bartenders came out there,
Oh,
and just
man.
absolutely tore that shit up. Like he started like pulling out like professional dance moves and like just like killing that shit. Like was getting like a whole bunch of you know end of the night applause, rejuvenating the fire.
Yeah.
um,
No, it was Billie Jean, I think, was playing, and
oh
he
yeah, yeah,
went out
yeah,
there. He like ran from out the bar, and he was getting it, dude. He
yeah,
was getting down. And it was crazy.
yeah,
I have a video of it, but copyright.
yeah, yeah. But
That
anyways,
was wild.
yeah, you were getting changed, or we were getting
Yeah.
changed.
Well, they for the groom's house, they were like, we close at 6, so get all your shit out. And it's like,
Mm,
we aren't gonna want to drive home in our suits.
yeah,
That's kind of fucked up to do that, I guess. But
my
yeah, so I
mom,
was like,
my mom made a good point. Afterwards, when
mm,
I told her about that, she was like, "Yeah, they probably did that because of past incidents of people going there during the reception, maybe doing things they shouldn't be doing there." Yeah, and I was like, you know what? That does make sense.
yeah, that should count.
Yeah, it makes sense that
Um,
our crew didn't even think about that as a possibility. But
yeah.
when she said that, I was like, yeah, getting drunk late at night, weddings, yeah, that makes sense.
But so I was giving my suit off to Mike to send off to the place because all the UPS stores were closed on Sunday, and
Hmm.
I had work on Monday. So I had to get changed in the bathroom into my normal shorts and everything, and leaving leaving that bathroom, it felt like I was leaving a marching band competition.
Yeah,
Because I was in my gym shoes, but I had these long socks on,
yeah,
and I was in shorts, and I was carrying around this big blue bag, and I was like, I'm getting flashbacks I don't want right now.
yeah.
um,
There was a lot
but
of surprisingly marching band crossovers happening throughout the whole
yeah,
day. Like
honestly,
even like when we were walking with like the bridesmaids down the aisle, apparently was it me and you or me and John? Like apparently we looked like super stiff when coming down because we were like in
I
like
think it was
marching
you and John.
position. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were like kind of in marching position.
Yeah, yeah. I think John's girlfriend was like, "Yeah, you guys are
Oh yeah, that's
stiff."
who said it. Yeah, yeah, she said it.
But they were like, they would look. They told me that I looked the most fluid out of everybody.
There you
So
go. And I
hey,
think I think it was by fault. I think I assumed marching band position, and John was behind me, and he was just copying what I was doing. Like I wasn't, to be clear, I wasn't in full marching band. Like I was actually trying to consciously not be in marching band mode. But I think it still like got into like my posture and stuff.
he forgot his clarinet again. So,
Yeah, yeah, it was
um,
big flashbacks for me.
but and then cleaned up and everything, said our goodbyes. I hugged everybody a couple times, and it's just bittersweet saying goodbye to everybody, but
Yeah,
everyone was
same.
ready to go for
Yeah,
sure.
I sent once I got home, I sent like a little site apology thing because like my social battery was like
Yeah.
drained. I was like thinking back on my drive, like it was like things I was saying like over and over and things. I was like, damn, dude, what was I doing? But yeah, it was
Yeah, no,
bittersweet
like,
though.
yeah, no, just like ending to a very nice night. And I hugged Katie a couple times and I was like, you looked great,
Oh yeah.
congratulations. And she was like, yeah, I think she was like, yeah, thank you for, helping Vince out and being there for him and everything. And I was like, yeah, no, no problem at all.
Hmm.
It was like, we set up pretty fast. And she's like, yeah, it looked great. I was like, yeah, thanks. um, but I said bye to, I got a hug. You got a hug in from Joe and Vince's
Hmm.
dad, and I said goodbye to Vince's mom, and I was like, hopefully it won't be as long
Yeah.
between now and the next time we see each other like it was
Yeah.
before this. So, um, but said goodbye to Vince and everything. Just said I love you, and it was just
Yeah.
super sweet.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, I got to say goodbye to all those people as well. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I think Joe and I bonded actually a lot throughout
Yeah,
the day. Me and Vince's brother. I mean, I've always liked him, but like, I don't know. We just kind of hit it off a lot of times throughout. Yeah, and he helped me
yeah.
get changed a lot. He's younger than us, but he like knew how to put the shit on. He's like, Mike, let me help you. I was like, all right, thanks, Joe.
Man.
But yeah, no, it was very sweet, and
Mhm.
said bye to all those people as well. Um, and yeah, for me, I was debating throughout like the whole last 2 hours or so. I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to see how my tiredness levels are feeling if I want to try and make the 2 hour trip back tonight, or if I want to. Vince offered, his place that I could crash at because he and Katie were going to a wedding or to a hotel, to be clear. But yeah, he offered his place to me again for the night, and I was like, I do want to get home. And at the end of the night, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it.
Power through.
So I
Yeah.
powered through, and I did wear my suit all the way home. I took off the jacket.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I took off the jacket. I just didn't want to get changed in there, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll be fine. Um, I did that. Stopped at a gas station, got gas, and but I was talking about Peach Monster to my buddy Dane on Discord earlier in the day, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta try out the Peach Ghost. It's so good," or whatever. I was like, "Oh." Well, he was like, "It's more like a caffeine, a little bit sugar and stuff like that." And I
Mhm.
was like, "Yeah, I guess if I feel like I need to, I'll try it out." And I was like, "Well, I need to." So I tried that out on my way home. Not nearly as good as the Peach Monster. That's my
Mhm.
formal review. But yeah, it was a very. I was telling you guys when I went down, it took me like a route that was like very scenic, but also a lot of like back
Yeah.
roads and stuff. Like I wasn't like on the highway for like basically any of it. It was a very pretty drive down there, but it took me the same way back. And it was a very dark drive back.
Yeah.
And I've never been more paranoid of something jumping out in front of my car, like a deer or something. But I just put on very what's the word I'm looking for? Did I write it down in my notes? On my phone close. No, I didn't. Stimulating. I put on very stimulating music. So I listened to Death Grips,
Oh
and
wow.
then I listened to Jane Remover after that. I was like, I just need things that are loud and that I think is impossible to fall asleep to.
Yeah. No.
So I cranked that, drank my peach ghost, and made my 2 hour trip home. In a very very dark and yeah, I made it, but it definitely was a bit of an adventure to cap off the night.
Yeah.
um,
I'm terrible at night driving. Like
yeah,
one, it's like headlights are awful with an astigmatism. Like
yeah, oh
driving
yeah, that's
through it,
yeah.
they're super bright, especially the LED ones. And then
Mm.
also like
When you got
I
brights on too, like and you're the very
yeah,
dark, yeah,
it's and then like fucking just like I get super tired behind the wheel for some reason. So like
oh
and and sometimes I'm just like listening to a podcast. I'm like, this is not what I need to be listening to right now.
yeah, oh yeah,
So,
podcast that's very dangerous for night
yeah,
driving.
yeah.
Um,
I gotta turn out something loud and boisterous right now.
yeah,
But
I do like night driving. A drive like that, I probably wouldn't like if I were in for some reason in that exact same scenario again. I'm not sure if I would do it again unless I had like another person with me who I could like talk to, and like just
Yeah.
just talk about
Well,
things with. But
well,
well, yeah, yeah, we're
that
gonna
might be
be.
happening.
Yeah, when we go to Pennsylvania, we will be leaving at 8 p.m.
Yeah, right.
Just to test out the theory.
Yeah,
Uh,
we'll be destroyed for the concert, but
yeah,
it'll be fine.
that's just a theory, a top theory. And you can discuss in the comments what top is referring to there. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
uh,
that was our play by play of Vince's wedding.
sure was. Now we're at the 2 hour mark. But
Hell yeah, let's go.
hell yeah. But yeah, no, it was overall it was a great time. It was a very big time. A bit of a lot of stimulating stuff happening, and like I said, the battery was drained by the end of it for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
But
oh yeah.
it was definitely worth it. I think it was a very successful event. I mean, they both seemed happy at the end of it. And yeah, I mean, I guess especially now that the episode's 2 hours long, I'm not sure if Vince is going to be listening to this one. But just congratulations again to him. I think it was a really great event, and super happy for him and Katie, and Cooper as well. Cooper
Mhm.
definitely has got a good deal going for him. And
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I think it all came to fruition.
me too. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it sure was.
But you know what else is beautiful? Our weekly segment that we've had every year, every episode.
Our weekly segment that we've had every year. That's awesome.
Sorry, every episode, where we pick a song and then we listen to it and
Yeah,
we talk about it. It's called Song of
yeah,
the Week,
it
and
sure
Mike's up
is.
first.
I am up first this week. And like I talked about like an hour and a half ago at this point, there was a record I listened to earlier this week called Racing Mount Pleasant that I really loved. And there was one song that in particular really just like floored me, and I'll talk a little bit about it after we listen to the song. Because I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, so I am going to go with Emily by Racing Mount Pleasant. All right, that was Emily by Racing Mount Pleasant. What'd you think of that, Colin?
I thought that ruled. That was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And I definitely have a new album to go listen to.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's just really good. I definitely see, the Black Country New Roadness of it all, but it's a way that it's dark and
Hmm.
kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it's also like nice and somber, and it's great sound, and I really want to hear what the rest of it sounds like. Um, I'm also seeing that two people in the band are named Samuel, and that's
Yeah,
got to be a
I
thing.
saw
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
But yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that song genuinely floored me earlier this week. I was driving in construction. It was when I was driving home after being rejected from work, being an extra. Getting paid for 4 hours though, I mean, but yeah, I was driving home in construction, and I something about that. So I mean, I think it still sounds great in headphones, but something about that album just sounds so good in my car. Like it sounds so good like through speakers in particular. And like it's been a long time since like I've listened to some music and like genuinely been unable to control myself, but I was like literally guffawing at like the end of that track. Like something about it just like overtook me like emotionally, while I was driving in somewhat dangerous driving conditions. So I was like trying my best to like keep myself together, but like I don't know, the way that track like climaxes, and then like those like effects they do with like the saxes at the end there or whatever, like it's so fucking cool. And like the whole song leading up to that is just so pleasant to listen to as well, no pun intended. Just really subdued, and Yeah, honestly, it rivals some of the best Black Country New Road songs for me. It's one of my favorite songs I think I've heard this decade. Like I really love that track. And yeah, just really wanted to talk about that. So
Well,
yeah, what are you
glad you
feeling?
did.
Yeah, it's a mystery.
Um, well, it's a mystery. Yeah, you gave me your blessing to use this song this week
Mm,
because you had that one cooking.
mm.
So I'm gonna go with Drum Show. All right, that was Drum Show by 21 Pilots. What'd you think, Mike?
Mid, no, no, it's great. For all the reasons I was talking about earlier, it's a fantastic song. The production throughout it is great as well. I Yeah, I love how it builds on itself too. That's something I didn't really mention before, because like, while Tyler has mostly the boyish type vocals, after the big scream, he like kind of does his like shouty singing thing in the last chorus, and it just sounds so good. Like the way the song like finishes off is like it's peak. I don't know what to tell you. But
Yeah,
yeah, great song. I would have chosen that any other week. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
No, it's fantastic. I love the yell, and I love that the yell sticks around for that
yeah,
last chorus there. And also Josh is singing in the background at the end as well, just with everything. Uh, it's great, and I love it, and it's a great song, and I'm very excited for Breach. But
me too.
yeah, um,
Um, on a slightly jagged transition here, I just saw something while we were listening to the song there. Because I don't even remember what I was searching. I was going to search something on Reddit, but I saw a headline that I was like, "What the fuck?" Apparently yesterday, Lil Nas X, he like charged at police officers like with like battery while being like nearly naked in like the streets of LA. Um, and
see,
yeah.
I've,
What?
I've I've seen this, but I have a theory that it's just part of rollout for him. I
I guess that's possible. Yeah, yeah, that is true.
That
That is
feels like
something he
something
would
he would.
do.
Yeah, and I've also seen like either there's video of like people driving next to him while he's like walking down the street in his underwear and shoot with just shoes on.
Uh,
Um, and I didn't watch it. I didn't like hear what he was saying, but this feels like something that he would
yeah.
do.
Now that
Music.
now that you're saying it, yeah, that does seem entirely possible. um, uh, if not,
Oh
Hope Boy
yeah,
gets some help. But
yeah.
yeah, you're totally right.
I don't know. I don't know. I saw that a couple days ago, and I was like, that feels like that's not real. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, we will
um,
see.
but
But
on another show, next week is artist analysis, which we have
it
not
sure
done.
is.
And since June because of a
Yeah,
certain one CP. So,
yeah. Someone decided to
uh,
selfishly drop their album on the week of the artist analysis. So
yeah,
have to.
rude.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. But but yes, artist analysis, a series that we usually do every 5 episodes. Where we spin a wheel and we listen to an artist's entire discography, and then get back to you next week talking about each album and seeing how we feel about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New edition Leve because she has 3 albums now.
that's true.
Uh, but I shortened the list a little bit because I'm gonna be working a lot next week, and then I have the MCR on Friday. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
yeah. So let's spin this wheel and see who we're gonna be listening to.
spin that
Yeah.
wheel. Ah,
Oh
topical. Not leve topical, but
no,
topical.
but
Kodanka. We got
what?
quad did. We will be doing quad deca
Yes.
for the next arts analysis. One that I'm actually very interested in listening to. So
Me
I
too.
I think we should do 5 projects for that. It looks like it starts with voice memos, then from me to you. I didn't mean to haunt you. We should definitely include Scrapyard. I'm not sure if
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you like majorly disagree with that for some reason.
No, I agree with Strawberry. That's good.
Yeah, and then Vanisher after that. So 5 album listen, and depending on who you talk to, it's probably gonna get better with each one. So
Yeah,
yeah,
very excited for that. I was either looking for that for Quadeca, Black Midi, or Father John Misty. So I'm glad one of them
yes,
got them.
yes. I don't remember. Have you listened to all of Black Midi's stuff?
I don't think so. I think
Oh, you didn't listen to the first one, I don't think, right?
I didn't listen to the first one, and I think I've only really heard half of their last one. So
Oh, of Hellfire? Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That'll
so
definitely be a good one whenever we get around to that. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm excited to do Quadeca because I've actually been looking for an excuse to listen to the first project because I'm very interested. Just so you know, we're gonna have a Dax feature on that first album.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Dax is someone who, as of late, has been kind of like the token black guy for the Tom McDonald and them.
Oh,
So he literally has a song. He has multiple songs with Tom McDonald at this point. So
oh,
yeah, but he's people always make a joke whenever Kodak releases something, and it's amazing. Like this guy has a song with Dax. But um, yeah, so that'll be that'll be something. But
sick, dude. Excited.
yeah, but yeah, sick. Well,
It's ending in a whopping 31 on album of the year.
it sure does. But I also, that's taking into account these are terminally online people who do know who Jax is. But um,
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, unless you got anything else to add, we can probably get to wrapping this party up.
yeah. I think we're all good to wrap this bitch up.
Wrap this,
So
yeah. Um, but yeah. So if you're listening on streaming services, thank you very much. We appreciate you and we love you very much. And you can come on over to YouTube where we are under the same name, Broken Boys, capital N BOIS, where you can find our beautiful profile pictures, me self promoing, and Colin with the two loves of his life. Yeah, you got
so
Tyler
true.
and Josh there. That's actually a cool picture. I'm not sure if I've seen that one before. I like the red and the yellow
Yeah,
mixed
it's one.
there.
It's one of the picture discs for the
Oh, that's why.
for listening event vinyls that
Yeah.
I was like, that's sick. So
That
I
is
chose
that
that.
is sick. Yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, you can come see how good it is, as well as some of the pictures from the wedding that we were talking about over on YouTube. And yeah, we also got links to a bunch of stuff in the description. First off, song of the week, the little segment that we did a second ago. We've been doing that since the inception of the podcast, and we've been compiling them all in a playlist just for you, dear listener. Well, 3 playlists really, because we got one for both of us combined, as well as an individual one for me and Colin. And in those playlists, you can find Emily by Racing Mount Pleasant or Drum Show by 21 Pilots. And yeah, you can find a whole bunch of 21 Pilots in there.
Oh yeah,
But oh
probably
yeah,
too much.
oh yeah, yeah, probably. But but it's okay. We're shameless.
Yeah.
And yeah, go check those out. A lot of good content in there for y'all. And yeah, for some personal stuff, for me, I make music under the name of Plaintive. Just released an EP a few months, or no, like a month ago, as Colin alluded to. It's called Cyclicism. A
Yeah, man.
little short listen, 20 minutes, 5 tracks. You should go check
Banger,
it
banger,
out.
banger.
Go check it out, and let me know what you think of it down below. um,
Or an
and,
album of the year.
or an album of the year.
Go bot Mike.
But yeah, yeah, please. But yeah, it's on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want to check it out. But I also have some other stuff too. Album of the year. I've got a page where I rate and review music. I have an Instagram down there as well as my YouTube and my TikTok, and that's all I care to think about right now. And in terms of my proximity to you, dear viewer, um, you know, me and you, we are at a wedding ceremony And I'm just seated at the table behind you. That's what I got for this week. We're
Mhm.
both at a wedding for someone, and you know, Colin can maybe decide who that someone is. I don't know. But yeah, I'm behind you at the table behind you, just staring daggers into the back of your head. And yeah, that's me. Maybe have one too many drinks because you know me.
Yeah.
And Colin over here, he runs our socials. He runs our Twitter page where he updates when videos are posted, as well as everything else that needs to be updated. He also runs our Instagram page and our TikTok page where he posts clips of us being silly little gaffing dudes, having a
Yeah.
gaff. I think that's a word.
Yeah.
Um,
Be goofy, goofy. You're
yeah,
being goofy.
we be goofy on there, you know. Uh, Forget about it. And um, but yeah, go check those out. Give him some love, but also give him some love on his personal stuff. Because he has an album of the year page where he rates and reviews music, as well as a letterbox where he rates and reviews movies. Maybe not this week, but in future weeks. In future weeks, he will, and in past weeks he has rated
Yeah.
and reviewed movies, and you should go check it out. Um, yeah, and
Please.
Colin, what is your relation to our dear reviewer?
Well, I am up in front. I am giving another speech, but this time I'm doing a great job.
Okay.
I don't have my notes out. I'm riffing. I'm having a great time. I'm telling jokes. They're all landing.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And for the end of my speech, I want to welcome up two of my greatest friends, Mike and our dear viewer, and I want to welcome them up to the front and just I saw that you were staring daggers into the back of their head, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make sure everything was okay and you guys were amicable, and I want to bury any hatchet there might be with a nice embrace up front in front of
Mm-hmm.
everybody.
Yeah.
And so we're going to Mike, who hopefully doesn't have a real dagger, is going to get behind our dear viewer, and me, I'm going to get in front of them. I'm going to embrace both of you with our dear viewer in the middle, and I'm going to look at you from over Mike, you Mike, and over
Mm-hmm.
the shoulder of our dear viewer, and I'm gonna I'm gonna say I'm gonna smell the alcohol in your breath, and I'm gonna be like, we'll get you the help you need, buddy,
Mm-hmm.
but for now we gotta complete this cage.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put the microphone up real close to us, so this kiss is real audible,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just gonna make out right next to our dear viewer's head, and everyone's gonna applaud because the love cage has been completed. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that, like I said, that embrace is called the love cage. And if you would like your very own love cage, dear viewer, all you gotta do is drop your address in the comments below. And we'll find you. You won't know when, you won't know where. We will find you and give you your very own love cage. So drop that Addy, and
Absolutely.
we do weddings.
I guess we do. We do weddings. I'm sure the bride and groom loved us having such a sloppy kiss right up in front of
Definitely.
everybody. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I hope they have us again.
They hired us. So,
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was this week. A little bit long episode, but I think it was a
yeah,
good one. So
worth it.
worth it. So join us next week where we talk about Quadeca and his
Yes.
5 album run.
Woo!
Woo! Okay,
Quagga did.
Quanka will do. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Yay.